Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on LTC BTC. Right now we're at 9,453 Satoshis. We're down 0.51%. But there's a few different things I want to get in here with you with Litecoin, Bitcoin comparison. I think it's really important that we do look at this. Many of us in this space look at Bitcoin as gold 2.0, and that's what we're trying to accumulate more of. So that's what we're going to dig into today. We're going to really look at this and see what's going on here. If you guys like these videos and you want me to continue to cover LTC BTC, hit that like button. Let me know down low if you do want me to do the Bitcoin comparison or if you just want me to stick to the LTC USD. A lot of different people have been saying that they wanted this BTC as well. So here we go, guys. We'll dig into this. All right. So first of all, what I wanted to point out to you here, guys, we're having higher lows right down here and we're having lower highs here. So it's like we're almost getting in this massive symmetrical triangle that's taking place. And what I wanted to point out to you is we're also at a key overhead resistance for Litecoin right now. And that resistance is going to be at $10,026. That's that green line right up above. Let me actually turn this red for us. So that's going to be our overhead resistance, as well as this 20 EMA. And this 20 EMA is going to be in orange, so you can see how we're riding it. But what I do like to see here, guys, is the simple fact that we almost put in like a little tiny hammer candle or a doji candle down here, and then we had a bullish engulfing candle, and we got that nice follow through on volume. So that's a good thing here. And what happened was we set a higher low. So what happened was we got pushed down. It ended up getting to around that 8,000 Satoshis. We came back up, guys. Then we came down, set that higher low, and it looked like we just set a slightly lower high and then another higher low. So we're getting in this really tight equilibrium range. And if we do end up breaking out, guys, and we can get through that 10,026 there as overhead resistance, we would have a good shot to run up to anywhere around that 10,819, then all the way up to this 50-day moving average right there. And that's going to be roughly around that 11,090 Satoshis. And what's important here, guys, is to remember, though, that all of our moving averages right now, they're acting as overhead resistance. Our 20 EMA, our 50, our 100, and our 200 day there in white. You can see that right up there. They're all acting as overhead resistance. So that raging river is down upon us right now. That's why I said these higher lows are important, so that we can break up through this 20 EMA, this overhead resistance here, then eventually come back up here and try to challenge this 50-day moving average. It's going to be really important, guys, that we do start getting back up above these moving averages, just like we were over here. Do you see in this move, when we started to get those golden crosses, we were up above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 day, and now we just lost them again. So it's going to be important. And what you want to see now, volume is dying off. Okay, so things are getting really tight. These candles are getting really tight. You're seeing a lot of indecision in here. And typically before a breakout, either to the upside or the downside, you're going to have that volume tailing off. So that's a really important thing to pay attention to, that we could be having an upward or a downward break here at any time. And I just want to keep that on your radar. Right now, it's looking like we have a greater potential to potentially make a break to the upside. But remember, guys, this is cryptocurrency. Anything can happen in this space. It can be textbook looking like we're going to go up and all of a sudden we get smashed. That's just the name of the game, and that's why you have to use those stop losses and be prepared to do so. So what I also want to point out to you here was, what happened was our price got pushed down into this little hammer candle here, guys. And what you saw was our RSI, we actually have a bullish divergence taking place. So our price dropped down to around 9,532 and our RSI was around 24. And then the price dropped all the way down to that 7,987. But our RSI was up here at around that 29. So we actually ended up gaining a little bit of strength here, even though our price was going down. So that's bullish divergence that's taking place, which is a good thing for us right now. We want to really look for that. It's not a huge divergence, but it's enough divergence to show that some of the bulls are stepping in, and you can see that we defended this trend line down here. So that is an important area. And like I said, guys, what could happen is here, as we chop back and forth in this monstrous symmetrical triangle, you know, obviously it could take days or weeks, but we may come back up to this area and test this again and just keep chopping in this until we eventually have a massive breakout to the upside or the downside. So, you know, guys, these are the things that I'm looking at here. Next thing I wanted to do was point out on the indicators. We're going to go to a few of my favorites here, and we're going to be looking at the stochastic RSI as well. Stochastic RSI now, that's in overbought territory. So it's looking like we're actually a little overbought there. And that's why I like to look at each indicator separately by itself. Hey, you want to put them in a line. So you'd say, okay, the RSI is looking more bullish. The stochastic is looking more bearish. And then we'll go into our Bollinger Bands next and take a look at these. With the Bollinger Bands, guys, we're a little bit more down towards the lower end of the band. The lower end of the band is going to be around 8,464. In our middle band, we have finally gotten back up above that. I'm going to try to zoom in. The middle band's always hard to see here. So right there, we have broken up above the middle band. We want to hold that as support. That's going to be around 9,238 Satoshis there. So that's good that these bands are getting tighter, because what's that going to show is a potential breakout to the upside or the downside. Whenever the bands start to get tight, that's where you're going to look for that break. And when you do have that break, then the expansion of the bands takes place. So I really like Bollinger Bands because they're going to show you if you're in that overbought or oversold territory. The next one I wanted to look at was our MACD. Let's see here. So MACD, we are in the positive there. Histogram's turning a little bit more neutral. As you can see, it's starting to turn white a little bit. Our bullish cross took place right here on this bullish engulfing candle. So now it's just to see if we do get that follow through. That's what we need, guys. And you always want to be careful. Why I've talked to you about putting candlestick patterns together, as well as moving averages and supports and all this stuff. You want a nice confluence, because just like over here, how we fell so hard and so fast, then we had a bullish engulfing candle and it looked like we'd get nice follow through because of that bullish engulfing candle on good volume, but we really didn't. We had another 2 days or so of just kind of, it's almost like an advanced block is what they would call it, where it's getting smaller. Your price action is getting smaller as you're moving up, or the candles are getting smaller, and then we just got dumped back down. So you always want to wait for confirmation. Just like here, we want to wait for good confirmation of a breakout through that 20 EMA, as well as that red overhead resistance at 10,026. Right now we're at 9,466, guys, and that's basically what I wanted to show you right now. We're just going to see if we do get that bounce, but we set a nice higher low, which is a good thing right now. We're just going to have to see if we do get that follow through and if we can get that break to the upside. So if you guys like these LTC BTC videos, just let me know. I'll continue to try to do them the best that I can for you, but just pay attention to this. I mean, this market, guys, huge volatility. I mean, take a look at these wicks and just the things that's done. I mean, Litecoin has wicked down to 171 before Satoshis, and we've been as high as, what's that, 25,048. So there's huge price swings in this game, and we need to know how to capitalize on them. So that's what I'm going to try to do the best that I can for you guys. Remember, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just here to do the best that I can and show you the upside, the downside, and where we potentially could be heading. Take care, my friends.